In the last video, we showed you how to search for any registered voter and add them to your network one by one. But to build a personal voter network of 50 or more voters, which we recommend, there is a much faster way because most of us already have a list of people we know. Where? In our contacts. Let's see how we can add these voters to our network much faster than searching one by one. In this example, we're in the One Michigan Coordinated Campaign, which you can see at the top left. To start building your network quickly, first click on My Reach at the bottom of your screen. This is where you can see your entire network so far. Depending on my phone, I should be prompted to import from phone contacts, or I may see a blue button at the bottom right to import. I'll click on that now, and then I can choose from phone contacts. After that, I'll see a few screens. I can click Skip Tutorial, Allow, OK, and then when I get to the next screen, I can click Match All Contacts. When you get here, click the Match All Contacts button. Now, depending on your phone, you may see a screen like this instead. If you see this screen on your phone, click the blue Search for Matching Voters button at the bottom. Either way, you want the app to start finding voters. When it's searching the voter file for people you know, let's discuss everyone's favorite topic, privacy. Most people are concerned about sharing their emails and phone numbers. We are too. That's why the campaign is not asking for the emails or phone numbers of my contacts. I'll have that option in a minute if I want it, but we recommend leaving that off. All the app is doing is taking the list of registered voters in the state, which the campaign already has, as do the Republicans, and matching that list of registered voters against any names in my phone. If any of the names look the same, it'll be a match. However, all my emails and phone numbers stay encrypted. The reason the campaign doesn't need the phones and emails is because this is a relational program. If someone else is calling my cousin or emailing my best friend, then this is not relational anymore, and we're back to cold calls. The whole point of this app is to avoid cold calls. The only person that we want contacting my friends or my family is me. Now, if I've gotten to this screen that says Start Matching, I can see if there are any registered voters in this state who have the same name as my contacts, and how many voters with that name there are. For example, if there is a person named John Williams, there may be 100 matches. These are harder to match because you need to know John's middle name or street to figure out which voter he is. However, if there's only one Sri Kulkarni registered in Michigan, that will go to the top as a one match, meaning easiest to match. Above that are any great matches. If I see any great matches, click on the top one. If not, I'll just click on my first one match. Now this screen can be confusing. The name and the number at the top is actually my contact. This is just what's in my phone. Underneath are any registered voters with the same name as my contact. I have to choose which one is the correct voter, match them to my contact by clicking on the voter, and then add them to my network. If there's only one match, it's easy. It's either that voter or it isn't. If one of them, however, has a great match tag in green, like you see here, that's also easy because that means that this voter's registered name and their phone number in the voter file match my contact, so it's almost certainly the right person. To match my person to this voter, I have to click on the registered voter. So click on the one with a great match. Once I do, I will see a blue outline around the registered voter and a blue button appear at the bottom that says Add to my network. If I don't see that blue button at the bottom, it means that I need to click on that voter again until I see it. Now, I'll match my first contact and I'll click Add to my network. I've just gotten us closer to winning this election. When I see the next name pop up, I'm going to try and match that voter and add to my network again. Try to build your network as big as possible. So I'll keep matching and adding to my network. Matching and adding to my network. If I don't see the blue button at the bottom, it means I need to click on the voter again. Now, while I'm matching, and you all should keep matching as well, try to build your network to at least 50 voters if you can. If so, amazing. You are a super connector. If you can't get to 50 voters, there are some other ways that the campaign can help you get up to 50 voters on your personal list. Now, while I'm matching, I'll point out a few things. First off, this is the big goal of the app. Build as big a network as possible. It's what makes this app so much more powerful than cold calls or anything else that we've done before. So keep adding everyone you can. I personally add all of my contacts, Democrats, Republicans, even people I'm unsure of. Why? Well, I add strong Republicans so that I can mark them myself, and we know not to spend any time trying to recruit them to turn out to vote. I add strong Democrats to my network because if they're already supporters, then we need to recruit them to do exactly what we're doing right now. Even if they're out volunteering, if they haven't downloaded this app and matched their network, you need to ask them to do exactly what you're doing. Now, say I come upon someone that I don't exactly recall why they're in my phone. So in this case, the person at the top, I don't remember where I met them, Helen Mayfield. However, there is a great match or a one match. Should I add them? I would. I add them anyway, and here's why. In the best case, even if I don't remember who Helen is, if she's in my phone, I'm probably in her phone too. And Helen may still remember me, so I can turn her out to vote by calling her. In the worst case, let's say that Helen doesn't remember me either, but it is the right person and we need her to vote. You know what it's called when a stranger calls another stranger and asks them to vote? That's called a phone bank. The worst case is that we are just back to doing the normal phone bank that hundreds of thousands of volunteers are doing right now. However, if I skip them, we may never reach that voter because everyone else will definitely be an unknown number or a spam call, and they may never answer. And if it came down to my doctor or my mechanic deciding whether Donald Trump gets elected president on November 5th, would I call them? You bet I would. So I add everyone. The only two cases where I don't actually add someone is first, people I know who are bad matches. So let's say I come upon a name that I know is not the same person. So this person, Julie, she is not from Michigan. She's actually a person I know from Texas. In this case, I don't match her. I click skip at the top right. Another case where I may not match somebody is if there are too many choices. So for example, if I know that my doctor is named Maria Gonzalez, but I have no idea which one she is, and there's 100 Maria Gonzalez's in Michigan, I would skip that one. In both those cases, I just click skip at the top right, and I move on. So keep doing this as much as you can, and build your network as large as possible. If everyone added 100 voters to their network, every election from here on out would be a piece of cake because we would have a giant phone tree stretching across the entire country. Some people even add thousands of voters if they have many contacts. You can pause the video right here if you like and keep adding as many as you can. Now, if you come across someone that you can't match to the voter file, but you know that they do live in this state and they are registered, you can just reach out to them and ask them if they're registered. It may be that they're listed in your phone as Jack, but they're actually registered as John, and you need to search for the name that they're registered under. If you think it's the right person, but you aren't sure, for example, if you know other members of their family, you can click on the little box at the top right corner of the voter registration with those 4 arrows, and if you do that, you can expand to see their whole voter profile. And here I can click on location and see, is this the William Clinton that I know that has Lindsay and Colin in their house or not? Once you're done, you can click at the top left to go back to matching again. Note, I can always add people who aren't in my phone book as well if I know their name and I have a way to contact them. For example, members of a Facebook group that I'm part of. See our video on searching any registered voter for how to do that. Lastly, if I'm curious how many people I've added, I can see that easily. First, let's get out of this matching screen by clicking at the top left. Then I can click to do to see how many I have left, and then I can click pause for now at the top so I can come back later and add more people to my network. Now I can click rankings at the bottom and see how many voters I've added to the network. See that? I added 31 people to our network. This would have taken me hours and hours, maybe a week of knocking on doors to get 31 people to open up to me. But in Reach, it took me just a few minutes. This is why this app is so fast and powerful. Next, we are going to show you how to transfer your network into multiple campaigns quickly so that none of us is wasting our time or energy trying to decide who to volunteer for. We can volunteer for every candidate at the same time.